Welcome to Cheating Story Tales. Before we dive into today's story, we have a humble request. Please consider subscribing to this new channel. Help us hit our first milestone of 1,000 subscribers. Your support will motivate us to keep bringing you more exclusive original cheating wife stories. And now, let's get started with today's story. Time for the out-of-this-world story from Our Space. Betrayal has a way of creeping into life when you least expect it. Today on Our Space, it all started with the simple ding of an iPad notification. My wife is cheating on me. I'm just here to vent my frustrations and scream into the void about my current situation. I can't talk to anyone in my personal life about this. My wife is cheating on me. My wife is cheating, and she has been for the past 2 months. I just don't understand. I don't even know where to start. To begin to understand, we have a beautiful home, stable careers, we're not financially struggling, no drug or alcohol abuse. We attended therapy together. Our daughter is healthy, perfect. Our 6-year wedding anniversary is 3 months from now. Tomorrow we've been together 11 years. I have spent the last 2 days examining everything about us under a microscope, trying to find a crack where I went wrong. When did she become unhappy? When did this life, our life, become unsatisfactory for her? For her to step outside of our marriage with some random guy she met on the Facebook for her to throw away our family. I just don't understand. I found out on Monday completely. By chance, my daughter's tablet was dead. I grabbed my wife's iPad so she could watch her nighttime videos and go to sleep. Wife isn't home right now. She's on a trip and won't be back for another 4 days. I keep hearing message notification dinging on her iPad while my daughter has it. So I took it to turn it on silent only to see a man's name. I didn't recognize with a little winky face next to it. I went through everything they've done. It all met up, spent the night together, went on dates. They even have a romantic cruise planned for next month. The same cruise she told me was a bachelorette trip with one of her friends. All these outings that I encouraged, she told me they were with friends. I encouraged her. I was so proud. She was getting out there and becoming more social, since she expressed motherhood made her feel like a recluse. And after digging a little deeper, all of these new friends she's been out with don't even exist. All lies. They are characters she's created to continue her relationship with this man. I feel like a complete and total idiot. I never second-guessed a lie she fed me. I gave her my 100% trust. We've been doing couples therapy for a year. We communicate. We go on dates. We get each other gifts. Our sex life was great. I never, not even for a second, would have suspected this. I don't know how to confront her with this. I don't want this. I don't want to split up our home, but I know that this isn't something therapy can fix. I know myself well enough to know I'll never be able to trust her again. Do I just let her go? Let her go to be with the man who clearly makes her happier than I can. My entire existence is intertwined with her. How do I even begin to untangle that and separate? I have 4 more days to sit and overthink this. I genuinely don't know what to do. This isn't about something you did or didn't do. This is about her making the decision to step outside of the marriage and build an elaborate web of lies to cover it up. It's not fair, and it's not something you could have predicted or prevented. You've been a good partner, and you've given her every opportunity to communicate if something wasn't working for her. She chose to cheat instead, and that's on her update. I posted here almost a month ago, venting my frustrations about discovering my wife's affair, and I received a magnitude of comments and messages filled with advice and kind words. For that, I thank everyone who took the time to comment or write me, and I'm sorry for anyone who related to my situation. I'm here with somewhat of an update, but mostly more venting. My life is upside down, and it feels good to get it all out somewhere. Sorry if all of this is rambling, and sorry for the laugh after making my post. I took the advice of everyone and gathered up all evidence and contacted lawyers in my area. I found a really great one and went ahead and started on divorce papers before my wife got home. I also got tested for STI and told my parents and best friend about the situation. I took my daughter to my parents so I could have the alone time to mentally prepare myself to face my wife with this discovery. I rage-cleaned a lot and cried a lot of those last 2 days before she got back. I packed some of her stuff, but then unpacked it and cried more. I had it planned to lay out all the screenshots along with divorce papers on her dining room table and just sit and wait for her. But I didn't get the chance to do that. She was supposed to get home later in the afternoon on Sunday, but she ended up getting back. Around 6:30 that morning, she didn't call or text in hopes of surprising me. I was up drinking coffee and you guessed it, crying when she walked into the house. I didn't greet her, I just went and got the folders of evidence and divorce papers and gave them to her. I don't remember anything she said that day. But I just said I knew I wanted to divorce. I would keep the house as it was in my name. Solely. It hurt a lot. I wanted to hug her, but also scream at her, lots of tears from her, lots of yelling at me. I didn't say anything. I told her we could discuss it at length with lawyers present once she accepted the situation and calmed down. I think someone called it gray wall in the comments of my last post. Not entirely sure, but I tried my best to do that and not show emotion and argue with her. It was really hard. Hardest thing I hope I'll ever have to do. She betrayed me. But it still felt awful. Making her cry. She left that day with some clothes, personal belongings, and went to her parents, and my parents and best friend came to stay with me and my daughter. I had my lawyer arrange a meeting between us to discuss custody belongings, money, everything else. That following Tuesday, Monday, I got a call from my clinic to come in to review my results of STDI tests, and as it turns out, her parting gift to me is HSV-2. I cannot describe in words how angry, sad, and shattered I am. I'm still accepting it. I don't think I have yet, but I am working on it. I know it's common, very common. It's not going to kill me, but it doesn't make it suck any less. I joined a support group on Facebook. Those people are great. Going into Tuesday with that knowledge was awful. I felt so much shame bringing that up in front of not only her, but both of our lawyers. I knew if I tried to discuss it with her privately, it wouldn't go well. Not with the amount of anger and sadness I had in my system. She never apologized. She was a different person that day. I felt like I was looking into the eyes of a complete stranger. No emotion whatsoever. Divorce-wise, everything is cut and dry. We separated finances. The house is mine. We were just waiting the 90 days for it to finalize. There were no objections on her end, but one. She wants to terminate her parental rights over her daughter. I say once she is terminating rights, at least trying to. She doesn't want her anymore, our daughter, our baby. I was effing blindsided. I'm still blindsided. My daughter's one. But she loves her mama. Mama was her first word. She's one. It's been 3 weeks, and the pain I have felt, the pain for my daughter, for my family, has been indescribable. I don't know who she is anymore. I don't know what changed or when it changed, but it terrifies me. I feel like my entire life was pulled out from under me. I haven't talked to her per lawyer's advice, and my own fear of what I would say. She hasn't seen her daughter. She told me that day. She didn't want to. She didn't want any pictures from her home, any memories, just her clothes on electronics. I don't understand any of it. I don't think I ever will. We have to go to court for her petition to terminate rights, and I don't want to look at her. I just can't accept this as reality right now. Not after everything. I'm trying as hard as I possibly can to keep a positive outlook on everything and be strong for my family and my baby. But this has been so hard. I hope a year from now I can look back and say I survived that. But right now it feels impossible to see even next week. I'm not suicidal, so don't take it as that. I'm just emotionally, mentally, physically demolished. Absolutely demolished. Update. This is a happy update high. There for anyone who has messaged me with the loads of comments I have received regarding my past venting on this account. Apologies. First off, I genuinely kind of forgot I had it. Not much of a Reddit guy, but I've been getting into TikTok lately and saw a video about a super depressing Reddit story and remembered my own super depressing Reddit story. It's been around 8 months since I posted here about my upside-down situation, and a lot of people messaged me in that time wanting to know how I was and what unfolded, and I really appreciate your strangers for all the kind messages. It genuinely means a lot. And I'm sorry I haven't replied or anything. My life has been such a whirlwind these past few months. It's hard to believe that was that long ago. To sum up the sad stuff. First off, my divorce was finalized without any hiccups or holdups. I'm still in the works of trying to sell our old house, but in the meantime, We moved to a new state. My ex is still in the process of petitioning for termination of parental rights. I've only seen her 3 times since moving, and it has been to fly out for court. I was granted temporary full custody in the process, per her request and suggestion, and she was not mandated any visitation and has denied any offer of it. She has not seen my daughter in 7 months. She's requested not to. I don't know what else she's been up to, or is she still with her boyfriend or not. Since the divorce, it has been in best interest of my mental health to keep the contact as minimal as possible, and she has done the same. I have offered many chances for her to visit with my daughter, whether it be video call or flying out, and before we moved, I asked weekly, but it was always a no. Her parents still video call with my daughter, and we're hoping they can fly out over the summer and spend some time with her. They've been cut off by my ex as well. I'm not sure what changed, but I can't change it back. And I am accepting it mostly. I wish her well in all future endeavors now for the happy stuff that has happened. Firstly, I'm a proud Arizonan now, never saw myself moving here. But we have loved it so far. My parents packed up and came with us, and I don't think I've ever seen them so happy. My daughter is doing amazing. She will be 2 years old in July, and she is the smartest, funniest I've ever met. She knows her ABCs, can count to 20 without help, loves animals and bugs. Especially she thinks farts and a cow mooing are the definition of comedy, and she doesn't know. But she has been my biggest motivator to heal from this whole ordeal and be my best self. Like, I genuinely don't know how I helped make such an awesome kid. The more her personality grows, the more in awe I am of just how cool she is. I could talk for days about her, so I'll cap it here, before this ends up being a Harry Potter-length post. As for myself, I'm in therapy and have been throughout these 8 months, and I'm in a much better headspace. I'm working on getting back on top of my health, as I did put on about 30 stress pounds. I'll get there eventually, but I'm not sweating it too much. I have not dated or tried to. I don't think I will anytime soon. I've adjusted to being a single parent. Pretty okay. For the most part, I credit that to my friends and family more than anything because they've been a huge support system throughout this. There are still really hard moments that have happened, and I know there are more to come, but I will roll with it. Just as I have this, and hope to come out on top. This is not the end of the world for me, even if it feels or felt like it in the moment. The sun will rise tomorrow, birds will chirp, and all will be well. Thanks to my therapist for that. Those 2 sentences have helped me immensely. Sorry. This ended up being so long. I should really pick up journaling, maybe a blog or something. But thank you again to everyone who took the time to give me advice in the hardest time of my life. And thanks again. If you read this, I genuinely appreciate it. I'm sorry to hear about your ex's decision to distance herself from your daughter. It'll be her loss. In the end, your daughter is lucky to have you. And it's clear that you're doing everything you can to give her a life filled with love and stability. The relationship she has with you and even with her grandparents will make all the difference for her as she grows. Not only that, but you've been through so much, and prioritizing your health and your child is more than enough. Right now, you've got this op one day at a time. What do you make of this? Let us know below, and thank you for joining us today. Please like and subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on our next video. Until next time.